That's a fantastic opening. You can go thousands of miles with that. Nobody can stop you because money comes rolled back again and again. So use the same money over and over again. And I started saying, charity money has only one life. You can use the money once only. Money goes out, does a wonderful job, but never comes back. That's called charity. I say the same thing if I use it as a loan. I lend the money, I provided the funds, charge the cost of the operation, money comes back. Use it again. It does the same thing again. So you can expand and expand and expand. Reach out to millions and millions of people. It's very difficult to argue such things in the environment where banking means you have to be providing collateral. I said collateral is a wrong idea. It's a wall built to deny poor people access to bank. That's the only purpose. How dare you say that? I said, say it because I don't have collateral in my system. People take money, they pay me back. Oh, they will never pay back. I said, they have been paying back all my life. I have no problem. Oh, they will finally show you that you are not right because they will not pay you back. I said, I've been doing it for years. Many people are copying it. They are doing it for years. Just because you imagine something doesn't make it right. This is real. We do it every day. So that's another road opened up. Banking without collateral. I said collateral is just an excuse to refuse people financial services from the banking system. If it can work without collateral, why do you need a collateral? Then people say, oh, Bangladesh is a crazy country, funny country. You can get away with this kind of thing and people listen to you. I said, no, not Bangladesh alone. Now it's spreading in many countries. Right now, it's a funny thing. It's working in the United States. 35 major cities in the United States have Grameen program called Grameen America. They have over 200,000 borrowers, all women, 100% women. In Bangladesh, it's about 95% women. In the United States, 100% women, not a single man in the whole system. Last year, we lent out over $1.5 billion in tiny loans. In tiny loans in the United States means under $1,000, $500, $700, and so on, and expanding. Very soon, we'll be arriving at a situation we'll be lending out over $5 billion a year. That's the spread going. So this is, again, you're challenging the system to change the world. You cannot create a world with the same system. If you want to change the world, you have to change the system. There's no other option for you, no matter how you argue with it. If you go by the same road, you'll always get to the same destination. If you want to go to a new destination, you have to build a new road. So that became another issue. We continued with that, and when we have this system working in Bangladesh, we saw problems with children, healthcare, education. So we started adding these things. First thing we did about toilets. Poor families don't have any toilet. We said, if you are a Grameen Bank borrower, first thing we do, you must have a toilet. And we lend you money to build the toilet. They said, well, how do we pay it back? Don't worry. You pay a tiny, tiny little bit. So small that it doesn't bother you anymore. But over years, you'll pay us back the entire amount. So we built a company to produce toilet and install in every single house, the Grameen Bank family house. So toilet became an essential thing in Grameen families. And we had no problem with giving the money, spending the money, and getting the money back. Then we started giving them housing loans. Again, the same principle. We build a house, you build a house, we give the money, you pay over a long period. Then we started bringing healthcare through health insurance. You pay a tiny little bit, but you're covered under health insurance. Again, it pays it back. So we created lots of these little things, one after another. And in a sustainable way, in a financially sustainable way. They said, you must be getting lots and lots of foreign money to do all these things. I said, I don't take any foreign money at all. Grameen Bank resists foreign money. Many big international organizations wanted to give lots of money. I said, no, we don't need money. We have plenty of money. We are in a business. We generate our own money within a bank. Banking system is a very interesting system. It generates its own money. People come and put the deposits in the bank and use the money to give it to the people. And we are the most reliable bank in the whole country. We work in all the villages. People from the area, they come and put the money because no other bank. So we have lots of money coming in. Our problem is not shortage of money. Our problem was a surplus of money. They put the money in, but we don't know how quickly to expand your business because your business is fixed. It has to be poor women. They have capacity to take, but it's limited. So it's a very reverse kind of experience. So this is one area. We created all these businesses. We created these programs, turned into businesses. Toilet business, so it became a commercial business. We produce toilet and sell it to borrowers. Healthcare became a separate business. Housing became a separate business. So along the way, we created many businesses. And people keep asking, how many businesses can you run? You must be making a lot of money. I said, yes, it brings the money back, but we don't want to make any profit out of it. Another debate began. Debate is, how can you run a business not to make money? Because in our textbook says, you must maximize profit if you want to be a business. And you're saying you don't want to make profit for yourself. I said, that's the difference. I'm saying, I don't want to make profit for myself. Business makes profit. Profits is rolled into the business to expand the business, to reach out to more people, provide more services. It's self-reliant businesses. That became a debate. That you cannot call a business. I said, I'm an economics teacher, so you don't have to define what a business is all about. It's a perfect business. Simply, I don't take the money off the business into my pocket. That's all. Then it is not a business. You have to make money. That's the business. I said, no, that's not what it says. It says you have to make profit, not put it in your pocket. No, you have to put it in your pocket. So that debate went on. Big experts in economics started challenging the whole idea. I said, okay, it doesn't fit into your idea of business. This is a new idea of business. So I needed a name to define it as a new business. So I started calling it social consciousness-driven business. When I mention it several times, it looks too long for me. So I simplified it, called it social business. What is a social business? Social business is a business to solve problems rather than make money for yourself. Oh, then this is not a business. Business is not supposed to solve problems. Business is supposed to make money for yourself. I said, this is a new kind of business. Do you have a problem with that? If you have a problem, you don't go do it. I have no problem, I do it. So I created social businesses. And one after another, we created many, many social business, became nationwide businesses. Very interesting thing is, some international companies, global companies became interested in the concept of social business. They wanted to build social business, taking us as a partner. So we agreed. So we kept Danone, Uniqlo, and many other such companies. So another class of business is created, social business. So the world is stuck. And it cannot free itself from the old thinking. In old thinking, you are destroying this whole world for yourself. I said, old thinking has created old civilization, which you are going through. And I repeatedly underline that the old civilization that we are going through, the present civilization that we are going through, is a self-destructive civilization. It will destroy everything. And that's the path we are going. If you want to survive as human being on this planet, I said we have to create a new civilization, which will be, the features of new civilizations has to be very clear. It's shown, first condition of the new civilization, the businesses should not be greed-driven. So greed part has to be squeezed out in the new civilization. Greed will destroy us. Why? Because whatever, all the things that we talk about, we promise as a government to see this is what we're doing. Our country is moving forward, our GDP is growing and all that. Growth rate is so high. So what? All the wealth this is generated gets concentrated in few hands. They become richer, richer and richer. And we call it development, we call it growth, we call it fantastic economy. But that's, you are planting the seed of your self-destruction. Unless wealth is shared, you cannot sustain a society. Concentration of wealth equals concentration of power. And you start concentrating power and deprive the power for the people in the ground, that society will collapse sooner or later. That's it. This is one reason why the civilization cannot sustain. On top of it, we are destroying the planet through environmental side. We created the world where consumption is the king. You buy, consume, consume, consume. And in the process, create waste and waste and waste. If not anything else, the whole waste that we generate every day will put us into grave of waste. I said we have to redesign our lifestyle. Lifestyle is not about continuous process of creating waste. Life is about preservation. Life is about protection. So I continued on that. Then finally I came out with one idea, put it in a kind of capsule format. Said we have to create a civilization of 3 zeros. 3 zeros. 0 net carbon emission, 0 wealth concentration, 0 unemployment. And unemployment not because everybody has a job. The way I interpret unemployment, I said, human beings are not born to work for anybody else. The economic system that we are taught, is again put onto a wrong footing. We are asking everybody to find a job. Our education system is built around finding, so that you can get a job as soon as you finish your school. You get a certificate, you get a job. I said, human beings are very different from job seeker. First of all, human beings are not slaves. Slavery is not part of our destination. Job turns you into a slave. You take orders from other people. You are born as an entrepreneur. So I bring the entrepreneurship at the center. Every child has to grow up as an entrepreneur. Our schooling, our education system change itself. You teach young people to become an entrepreneur, not to become a job seeker. So that is another clash between what we are promoting and what we are practicing in the outside world. I said, the young generation today is you forget about the previous generation. Today's generation is so different. I keep mentioning to the young generation that you are the most powerful generation in the human history. And you are taking this most powerful generation and put them into work for somebody else, take orders from somebody else. They're filled with ideas. If you free them, now you're forcing them to get a job because otherwise they're going to survive because you have not provided those things. So that's where we say we have to be entrepreneurs. So 3 zeros: zero net carbon emission, zero wealth concentration, zero unemployment. And then we started encouraging young people between 12-year-old to 35-year-old to create what we call 3-0 clubs. 5 young people get together, create a 3-0 club. What do? Each one of you transform yourself as 3-0 person. I do not contribute as a person. I do not contribute into carbon emission. I do not do anything which contributes to carbon emission. It's my lifestyle issue. I create a life where I don't do that. I do not create any waste. This is part of my commitment as a member of the Peace Club. I do not practice anything which will lead to wealth concentration. Zero wealth concentration. I'll become an entrepreneur. I do not contribute to job seeking, working for somebody else. So these are the 3-0, I become a 3-0 person. So this is the direction I want to go. So these are the ideas that one led to another. This is not something happened isolated way. Each one linked to one. I mentioned, to go back, concentrate on one village. I said, whatever you try to do, don't try to do overnight, change the world. You cannot do that. If you want to change the world, you start with your village. You start with your neighborhood. If you are successful with your neighborhood, then you have a chance to go to the next step and the next step. Life is about developing a prototype. If you build a prototype, the rest is easy.